Hi everyone, it's Carol here, the founder of the Sleep Success Academy. And in today's video, I wanted to address the issue that so many people have is that we have a ruminating mind or our brain won't stop going the minute we lay our head on the pillow. I know I had the same issue when I was struggling with sleep. I actually had a belief, a limiting belief, that I would repeat to everybody who would listen and say, the off switch for my brain is broken. Therefore, I can't stop thinking. Now, I don't have that ruminating mind as much today. I still sometimes get caught in the thoughts, but not as much. And I wanted to give you in this video a few ways that you can start dealing with your own ruminating mind so that you can get back to sleep. One of the ways that I do this is really by using tapping. So tapping is a tool that I use in all my programs, tool that I use for myself every day. If you wanted to learn how to be able to use tapping for yourself to improve the quality of your sleep, I recently just did a free coaching call and you can watch the replay. Just go to the free resource tab on my website, sleepsuccessacademy.com, free resource tab, and there you'll see where you can actually click on it, download. You'll have to give us your email address in order to be able to get a copy of the replay in your email. But don't worry, at any time you can unsubscribe from the email list after you've watched the replay. Also, why don't you hit subscribe on this video or share it with someone that you know that also has a ruminating mind? So when I think of the ruminating mind, so many people are like, well, that's why I can't sleep. So my thought was to talk about the ruminating mind as trying to figure out what the root cause of the ruminating mind is. And then I'll give you a few steps or a few ideas on how you might help yourself with your own ruminating mind. So what I know, or what I believe, I should say, what's been true for me and for others, our mind usually kicks in when there's something out of balance in our lives. If we're too busy and we don't have time to relax, if we're having a stressful event happen, and everybody's level of ruminating mind will be different. And everybody's root cause of the ruminating mind will be different. So if you're watching this video and you have a ruminating mind, but you're also have severe trauma or something is happening that is ongoing in your life right now, the steps I'm going to give you to be able to control that might not work right away. And that's because the event is still happening or the trauma is still happening, and you need more support to deal with that than what I'm going to explain in this video. But for those who just have the ruminating mind and that don't have that level of trauma, or even if you do, like these steps would be helpful, but it won't work for everyone. That's just, I guess, what I wanted to say is depending on the root cause of your ruminating mind, these steps might work or they might not work. And if they're not working, it's not because there's something wrong with you. It's just we haven't found the root cause of your ruminating mind yet. And once we figure that out, then it can be easier to apply the right techniques for you in order to calm your mind at night. I hope I made sense with that. I have 4 steps here that I wrote down on my trusted piece of paper that I want to talk about. So step number 1 I want to talk about is taking time during the day to slow down and to bring regulation in your nervous system. Step 2, I want to talk about putting the day to rest a few hours before bed. I'll explain how to do that. Step 3 is do calming activities in the last hour before bed. What does that look like? And then step 4 will be to get support depending on what the root cause of your ruminating mind is. So let's go with step 1, taking time during the day to slow down. How might this help your ruminating mind that happens at bedtime? For a lot of us, and I know a lot of members in my Better Sleep community, we talk about their to-do list. Their to-do list is like this long, and they have so many things on there, and they're go, go, go all day, but they never take 5 minutes for themselves because there's a belief or just their own feeling that they have to get all these things done. There's no time for them, or there's no time to break. And what I know is that if we take time during the day to do activities for ourselves, to really get clear on what we really need to accomplish, like what's the absolute must, then we're less stressed. And then we can actually go to bed easier because our mind is not trying to catch up for the day, right? So if we haven't allowed our mind to process anything all day, and it's like we're going 100 miles an hour, we can't just stop and go to sleep. It just doesn't happen. So how can you incorporate moments during the day if you're a checklist person, a to-do list person, maybe it looks like you having your to-do list and revisiting it a few times a day. Now, in the Better Sleep community, we talk about the state of our nervous system, where we stop during the day to check to see, are we in fight or flight? Are we in freeze? Are we in social engagement? And then we do some exercises to help us, if we are in fight or flight, then what would help me move out of here so that I can then calm myself enough to be able to accomplish what's really necessary on my to-do list, and then ask for support on the other things that I just can't do it all myself. So that's the first thing, taking time during the day, pausing, and really checking in with yourself. Step number one. And that will actually, for me, it really allowed me to stop my ruminating mind. Step number two, I said, put the day to rest a few hours before bedtime. And what do I mean by putting the day to rest? So there's an exercise that you can do where like I do this at the end of my work day in my office here because I work from home. So I really want to separate home life from work life. And so before I turn off my computer, I would write down things that I didn't accomplish today that I wanted to, things I want to do tomorrow. Just going to write a quick list of, okay, these are what I'm thinking about. And then I'm going to leave it here, if that makes sense. I'm going to leave it in this office. I'm not going to bring my to-do list or my unfinished task into the rest of my home because I want to be able to not think about it. I want to separate both. Sometimes we can do this for like house chores, like what was left undone today that I want to tackle tomorrow. Now, we don't want to create a to-do list of 100 things because that's overwhelming to the nervous system. So just pick three major things or three important things. I shouldn't say major, I would say important things that needs to be done tomorrow. And if you're consistent at doing a few things every day off this, putting your day to rest list, you'll notice that you'll have less to do. You won't get so overwhelmed and you'll be able to accomplish those tasks. You'll feel better about having done it. You'll appreciate and be proud of yourself. And then you'll be able to sleep better because you'll be in better energy. So this is an exercise towards the end of the day. Just write down the things you still have left to do and then celebrate the things you were able to accomplish during the day. That's another, we talk about the gaps in the gain mindset with my clients. And so we focus on the gain. So what did I accomplish today? What was I able to do that was supportive for myself? So you don't have to write it down if you want to when it comes to this. It's nice though to be able to look back and revisit that when we're having a down day. So that was number two. Number three, I said, do calming activities before bed. So we really look at the last hour before bed as the hour that allows us to bring calm in our nervous system. So what does that look like? It's going to be different for everybody. Watching TV is something that a lot of people say, oh, I shouldn't watch TV before bed. And I don't agree with that because if I'm watching a horror movie or if I'm watching the news and it activates my nervous system, then yes, I agree. We shouldn't be watching that. But at the same time, if I'm watching a funny show, me and my husband were just watching The Mentalist, reruns of The Mentalist. They're really funny. There was no gore in it. We laughed a lot. We were together, so social connection, right? So this good feeling, and we would watch that, and then we'd stop, say 8 o'clock. I go to bed at 9, so I still had that last hour to do whatever it is I wanted to do for myself. But I was able to spend some time with a person I enjoy, which brought calm to my nervous system. So I'm going to ask, what is it that you're doing the last few hours before bed or the last hour before bed? If it's calming, that's good. If it's not, then we don't want to do that then because we want to be able to bring in the calm. An exercise that we do a lot is just external orienting tapping. So if you do get that free resource, we actually do that on the call. Everybody gets an experience of what this is. And it's just really tapping the points while we orient to our environment. It brings calm to our nervous system and it allows us to fall asleep faster and quicker. So those were the three kind of things you can do. Behavior change, but at the same time, bring in calm in the nervous system, stop the ruminating mind so you can go to sleep. The last one I had was to get support. And so depending what the root cause of your ruminating mind is, you might need to get support. So say you just have a lot of stuff going on in your life and you need somebody to talk with, or so maybe you go to therapy, maybe you go see your doctor and get different kind of support. So get support for yourself. Maybe as you realize you just have too much on your to-do list and the support comes in asking your husband or your partner or a friend to help you with a certain task because it's overwhelming to you. That's what I mean by getting support. Another way you can support yourself if you wanted to learn more about tapping is to purchase the Tapping 101 course that we have on our sleep support page. So Tapping 101 is where you will learn all about tapping, how to use it for yourself, and there is a video in there to help you tap through your thoughts, your mindsets in order to shift that so that you can create better sleep for yourself. And at any time, you can reach out to me at support@sleepsuccessacademy.com. I love hearing from people with their questions, with their ahas, with their gains, and with their new empowering belief that they create for themselves. And really let me know how this video might be able to help you in calming that mind so that you can go to bed. That's it.